That is. Hey, Julie. Thank you for taking this time for this interview. Maybe you can just in a few sentences tell us who you are, where you come from, and what brings you to the Team Play Academy and the magic of coaching.
Yes, thank you. I'm Danish and I am coaching a girls soccer team in Denmark, some teenage girls aged 16 to 18 years old in Odense, where I live. And yeah, I started coaching because of having problems to play myself. So I always played soccer myself since I could run, basically. And it's been a major part of my childhood and growing up in Denmark. And then once I was unable to continue playing, I switched into coaching around age 17 and been coaching my own team and also different youth teams in different places where I lived. And I felt like it was just really important to stay within the community of sports, and it feels really given, or it's giving me a lot of joy to be in that community and also to be able to give back to some other teams what I feel like I have received from my coaches. And yeah, it felt really natural to combine that with the council guide training and their magic of coaching initiative, as I've been going through that training as well recently, and it somehow felt like it was touching upon a lot of the same things in the approach to life and to how we develop ourselves and how we develop people, our teams, our communities. And I felt like it was a really a good approach to coaching as well. So it seemed very relevant to connect these two and to be part of the Team Play Academy.
Where do you see the biggest challenges that young people in sport teams today face?
I think a lot of young people today, I mean, they are not so aware of their own needs, and they're also not so good at reading the group dynamics. There's a lot of pressure on them to do things all the time, and yeah, they are really just trying to, you know, make other people happy a lot of the time, and they struggle to find out maybe what they need and who they are in the middle of that. There's a lot of external pressure, both from schools and parents and all sorts of places. And I think that's a pressure that feels very present for a lot of young people, that gives them feeling that they need to live up to those expectations, and they can't just fool around or do mistakes and play and have fun and really figure out who they are in that process. Yeah.
With the coaches and trainers, I mean, depending on what country and also what kind of sports people are coaching in, they come with a different backpack of training. You have also, as a part of the coaching corners in this time of COVID, been able to work with a variety of coaches and trainers from all over the world. What were some key learnings from you in this time of working with these coaches and trainers? What are their needs, and why is this training of magic of coaching an important aspect that you now want to bring forward?
Well, I really gained a lot of insights from these conversations we had in the magic of coaching, the other coaches each bring their personality and their experiences with how they coach, and I think it's so valuable to have these we call it mirrors, but to really see, despite different sports and teams, how many of these challenges we face that are similar, and that we can find some sort of value that we can take in the conversations, and it can inspire us to see things with my team in a different perspective than before. It gives me many more ways to look at a situation and consider my choices, and also, I mean, a lot of these coaches have so much valuable experience, and yeah, it's very enriching to be part of such a network. It feels like, where you really have the best interest in helping each other. Yeah.
You have just defended your master's thesis, also bringing these old ways of leadership and team collaboration into the world at the University of Odense. If you now were to tell people in like 3 good reasons why they should join this training, what would you say these 3 good reasons are?
The first one I can think of, which I think is crucial, is that this is self-development training. So this is definitely for the kind of coaches that is not just interested in developing their team, but also in developing themselves and seeing themselves as having a major role in what happens within the team. And so there needs to be like this interest in some sort of self-reflection and also self-development. And that is what this makes the magic of coaching unique compared to also what I would say what you get in more traditional coaching offers, and that we really focus on the human aspects, rather than we focus necessarily only on physical aspects or performance. It's not just the tangible stuff, it's really everything. It's also the stuff that we can't see and touch, and that there is more than just running on a field and the rules of a game. Like there's so much more than that, and I think we really go beyond that space, and we work with everything, and trying to put words on the stuff as well is a good exercise in itself, becoming more aware of these elements that are less tangible that plays in. So that's I would say that's the 2 out of 3 points. And the last point is that I would say it's international and it's across sports, which is something very unique. Like I don't know any coaching education that goes beyond a national system, that is sort of like different cultures coming together, different languages, different just ideas. And with this, there's a lot more that you get, because we do things so differently in different parts of the world. And again, that just multiply how much you get out of being part of this community. You will not hear people say the same things again and again, but you will hear a lot of different inspiration on how it's done in different parts of the world.
Thank you. What is your own ambition with your girls soccer team for this coming season? What are you looking forward to?
I'm at the moment really trying to test out ways that I can get them to take more initiative, and to take more ownership of like small parts of the training. And also, despite like my team is not a very elitist team, so they're playing mainly for social reasons rather than winning a tournament. So this is about finding a balance between like helping out should not feel like homework, but it should feel like, you know, they actually they can also see why it's beneficial for them that everybody helps out with the whole team and it's not just me that does that. So I think that's the key challenge, that I'm trying out different things to get them more involved, and also that they can learn to step more forward and find the fun in helping out, let's say. Yeah.
You were also part of the national football team for a while in Denmark. Like, for your own training, what do you think is really needed in these trainings, that young people are really seeing the bigness of life and not just the sport ambitions or the sport goals, but that they feel that they need to grow themselves as personalities, as team players, and together with their individual talents? What do you think is the thing that you would have loved to have back then that you didn't get?
It's a tough question. I mean, I got injured at the age of 16. So before 16, I was involved in these talent pools that are sort of like selected prior to the more official national team. But I felt like there was so much competition and measuring on my performance the whole time, and that it really required a lot of training. So there was very little focus on resting. And also, I was never better than my last game. Like, there was a lot of like feeling that pressure of constantly having to prove myself being worthy of being in the team, always doing my best. And, you know, the fear behind that would be that if I just fail once or I'm not at my best, then they would take me off. I wouldn't be worthy to be part of the team. And that was a very stressful environment in the long run, because you can never always be at your best, and especially if nobody incorporates time to rest, and there's not the feeling of safety in a group. I think that can become really dangerous. So some cornerstones where you also focus on the relationships within the team and on trust building. Not that this has to kind of replace the other, but that needs to be like a better balance between the two. I think that's important.
Thank you so much for this conversation, and wishing you a beautiful shifting into the new year.
Thank you.